While school punishments may have come a long way from whacks with a wooden ruler, some schools have come up with some pretty severe punishments. From psychological punishment to some old-fashioned corporal punishments, here are some of the ways teachers try to teach their students a lesson for bad behavior. Kneeling on frozen peas. Brought to light by a photo shared online a few years back, it seems that some schools in China and the Philippines have found a new way to punish students for indiscretions. Students are forced to kneel for hours at a time on frozen peas, corn, or rice with their hands raised in the air. One student was even expelled for photographing the punishment. While some forms of this punishment are legal, having students kneel for long periods of time in this form has raised some concern. Strip search. In 2003, an Arizona school ordered the strip search of one of their students, claiming she'd been accused of carrying drugs, specifically prescription-strength ibuprofen. After a search of her school bag and other belongings bore no evidence, the assistant principal instructed the school nurse to strip the girl to her bra and underwear. No drugs were found, and the girl's parents sued the school, causing it to reach the Supreme Court in order to discuss what the precedent was for how students could be searched in this way. Paddling. In 19 states, mostly in the South and Midwest, corporal punishment is still legal in schools. It is up to the teachers and school officials' discretion as to how and when to apply this discipline. This is due to a 1977 Supreme Court case that found that spanking in school does not violate students' rights and is thusly allowed. While far less common than it was, some schools still dole out paddlings as punishment for misdeeds. Mental endurance. Schools in Korea are still allowed to use corporal punishment. Many schools have a disciplinary stick used by male teachers to hit students on the hands or legs when they misbehave. However, not all punishment is physical. Some teachers have decided to use a more hands-off approach and instead have students reflect on their bad behavior by making them stand for long periods of time with their arms raised. They're punished if they lower their arms before their time is up. Isolation room. An elementary school in Longview, Washington uses a padded isolation room that they refer to as their therapeutic booth. It is used for students they have deemed to have behavioral issues or disabilities. Parents were not aware that this method was being used as punishment for acting up until one mother shared photos of the room on Facebook after her son was sent to the padded room. There were later reports that some teachers left children in the room for hours, sometimes forgetting they were even there. Cone of shame. In the old days, placing a dunce cap on a student and having them stand in the corner was a typical form of punishment in schools. However, one teacher in Florida, inspired by the Disney film Up, decided to put a new twist on an old tradition. The science teacher brought a dog collar with plastic cone to her classroom, duping it the cone of shame, and put it on students who misbehaved. The teacher claimed it was a joke, but many parents weren't laughing. Gagged. At a convent school in Mumbai, the school uniform includes a neck scarf. When the librarian caught girls talking, she would tell them to tie their scarves around their mouths. They would have to stay that way then for the rest of that particular class. Holding hands. As punishments go, this one doesn't seem too bad, until you realize that students must sit in the middle of the school courtyard while other students laugh and point. Two students at an Arizona high school were given two options when they were caught fighting: suspension, possibly expulsion, or holding hands. The two boys were humiliated by their fellow students who hurled insults and slurs regarding sexual orientation. What's worse, they had to relive the humiliation all over again when cell phone videos of their punishment went viral. Thanks for watching this video. We hope you found it at least mildly disturbing. I know I did. Here's some other videos that we think you might be into, and please don't forget to click like and subscribe. Thanks!